to quickly tell you about my weekend and my holiday, and my thought on that. So when was it? Last Thursday, was Thanksgiving, and correct me though if I'm wrong, but I think pretty much almost everybody in the United States celebrates Thanksgiving, and it was like the day before. I had to go to the Apple store, and we're like in the mall, and people were just saying like, "Oh, have a good holiday," and I'm like, "What's so offensive about wishing someone a happy Thanksgiving?" Like, don't pretty much a lot of people celebrate it? Not that I'm not like thrilled that people don't say Merry Christmas. My mom and I, we always say Merry Christmas. And I think it's appropriate and okay to say Merry Christmas like on Christmas Eve or 2 days or so before Christmas. But if you're in and around Hanukkah, which I think starts December 6th this year, then sure, you can say that or Happy Holidays if you're kind of like in between things. But why not say like Thanksgiving? I don't know, but we do, and we did. So, had Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving Day was actually like fully jam-packed for me. I got up at 10 o'clock, which is early for me, and my brother and his children, my nephews, came over, and we put the Christmas tree up in the living room. Like, we didn't decorate it or anything. We just like, because it's a fake tree, so we just like put it all together, the tree skirt, and then we attempted, while we were watching the parade, to put a train around the tree, but we had trouble with that, so then we played in the basement for a bit, then went over to my grandmother's house so that way like Scott and Lehman Hunter could wish my grandparents happy Thanksgiving. And when we got there, my grandfather was sleeping, so we didn't want to wake him. And my grandma, who's a very gracious host and lovely lady, asked the boys if they wanted a hot dog, and they did. So they had a little lunch, and we hung out. They played this game. Somehow Hunter found a bouncy ball and had so much fun with it, which reminds me, I might have like a thing of bouncy balls in my bedroom, because I know Liam wanted one too, and there's only one, and they're like kind of fighting over it. So if I can find my bouncy balls, I can give those to them the next time I see them. So we were there for a little bit, and then they went off to go home and collect my sister-in-law and food and all sorts of things, and they were off to their other grandma's house. So it's like my nephews had like a day of grandmas, and then my mom and I went home, and I think we were gonna like go for a walk or do something productive, but I was like, I am dead, D-E-A-D, dead. So I took a nap, then went back to my grandma's for dinner, and my mom and I went, and my aunt and uncle and my cousin were there, so it was us with my grandparents, because my poor dad had to go to Canada on Thanksgiving for a meeting. You're like, what? Well, part of what my dad does for work is part of it's like his stuff, and then he also works for like a Canadian company. So they decided, because their Thanksgiving already had happened, like this is a good time to have a meeting, and it was like an important one that my dad couldn't like pass up. And I just think it's kind of crappy for like someone to have like, it's Thanksgiving here in America, like to make my dad have to go up to like Canada on Thanksgiving. And then I have like other little issues and reasons behind that, which I'm not gonna go into, but I don't know, I was just like, really, it's kind of weird not having my dad here on Thanksgiving, but nevertheless, Thanksgiving was amazing. Okay, call me insane, but I'm not a huge fan of Thanksgiving, and I know I'm not the only one, but to make my family's life easier this year, instead of like having a whole big old bird you gotta cook, baste, and then carve and serve, they just got like turkey breasts. But I did not want turkey, so I had my 10-minute meal in a bag that's gluten-free and might even be dairy-free, I don't know. It's the what is it, Udi's brand, and it's like the chicken parm. So you have like the penne pasta with sauce and some cheese in there and chicken, and it is to die for. And every year, as long as I can remember, when like Thanksgiving rolls around, I don't look forward to it, and I'm like, can we just get a pizza? Like, I am not a fan of like turkey in that sense. I don't mind like deli meat turkey and make like a sandwich. So for the first time in like ever, I finally had Italian food on Thanksgiving. So my Thanksgiving turned out to be like one of the best Thanksgivings ever that I can remember. It was funny, like my mom was asking me and Suzanne like what was our like best memories or like favorite Thanksgiving, and all we could think about was like bad stuff, and she's like, we're supposed to be happy here. But it's just funny how your mind like immediately goes to like something negative than positive. Like, it's harder to search for like, oh, a good time, but you can easily think of something bad. So Thanksgiving was good. Then Black Friday, my mom and I'm trying to think what we did. I think my mom was like running around all day, and then we went out actually. What did we do? Was that Saturday? And I think it might have been I'm trying to remember, because there was one day, could have been Saturday. I feel like it was Saturday. But Friday, we did go out to like Buddy Small Lots, Big Lots, and Nordstrom's Off the Rack. So we've hit like some stores, and where we were, nothing crazy happened. But I saw a video of like, I think it was El Paso, if I'm even saying it right, Texas, a place in Texas where there's like a crazy thing went down at Walmart. But then again, what crazy stuff doesn't happen in those big stores on like Black Friday? So it's kind of like a chill day, but yet productive. Saturday, I drove my mom to the bank. Then we went to the Shrine of St. Joseph. And there's actually a wedding like had just like finished up. First time we ever saw a wedding there. And so we went to the gift shop first, and I think it closed at like 4 or 5. So, and I got a little something for me. I got a get well card for my grandfather and a present for my grandparents there. And this had to have been Friday, because Thanksgiving. You know what? Friday I drove. It's all coming back to me now, because Thanksgiving was on a Thursday. So Black Friday is the day after, so that's Friday, and there's a wedding going on, and my mom, as they're walking into like where the gift shop is, said, who gets married as the day after Thanksgiving? Like, isn't that kind of inconsiderate? And then she's like, wait, besides my parents, because my grandparents just had their 6th wedding anniversary this Friday, and it's just like, when I told my friend and her parents the other day, it was probably on Wednesday, we went over to my neighbor's house, and they're like, wow, like, can you imagine being married to 61 years? It's pretty incredible. But I think his grandparents recently had their 62nd wedding anniversary. That's insane. And so then we were like at the shrine, and then we were trying to like meditate like in the church after the gift shop, and it was very noisy. And then we saw like the priest and the sisters, like nuns, were like trying to organize things and clean things up. So we actually helped them out, and like it felt really good actually doing something for somebody else and like helping someone. So I enjoyed that. And then I drove us from there to the hardware store, and then I drove us to dinner. We had dinner. I drove us home. I drove in the dark. This is all very exciting for me, because I've been retired from driving for 4 years, but now that I finally can, I'm like, any chance I can practice, I am doing that. And it felt really, really nice for once, like doing errands with my mom, but like I was the one driving and not her. Instead of her like dragging me around, I took her around, and I'm thinking, let's do this more often, because I liked it, and she didn't like have any issues with it. And she wasn't like a nervous wreck and being like, oh my god, that took too, I can't. So I think that'll be like something new that we do. If it's like anything local, obviously. And then we were gonna go to my grandparents' house, but we had to do other things, and my mom, we needed to stop home for a second, and my mom, because I wasn't going to drive on a highway in the dark, and my mom wasn't comfortable doing that in my car because she's not that familiar with it. So we switched cars. That's when we did the Buddy Small Lots, because we had to swap something and get something there. Then went to Big Lots and Nordstrom's off the rack. Then from there, I went to my grandmother's house. So finally saw my grandparents, and we're there till almost like 11:30, and then came home. It was Saturday. It was a fun-filled day. I got up at like 10:30, and I think, or else I got up at 11. I know I set like 2 alarms, so like I couldn't get up because the night before it was horrible for me. And I met up with a friend of mine who I rarely get to see because she's always busy with work or hanging out with her now fiance. She just got engaged, so I wanted to see her. Or she's like, either her sisters are in town visiting, or she goes and visits with them, or she has something planned with her man. So this was like an opportunity to like catch up, and so we went to lunch, and then we walked around a park, and both those 2 things were like new for her. She did like 2 new things in a day and like enjoyed both of them immensely. And I was like telling her they're not far from where her fiance lives. So if they ever wanted to like have lunch or dinner where we ate and go to the park where we walked, like they could, because they're both into like jogging and running and being active, which I like felt so good after that walk. I'm thinking like if I can grab her more often. Like just have like a one-on-one time with like another female that's like my age is really nice, because I don't get to do that often, if ever. So that was fun. Then we came back and decorated the outside of my house, and then yesterday was Sunday, and no, I am lying. All the stuff I did with Elizabeth was on Sunday because the Jets are playing the Miami Dolphins, and the Jets won. So then what the hell happened on Saturday? I really don't have a clue. I'm mixing Friday and Saturday up. My mom just sent me a text. That's what I was looking at. So, I don't know. But I had a lot of fun. A lot of things. I just like every day seemed like jam-packed with stuff. So today is Monday, and I thought I had a meeting this morning, and so did my mom. But it's actually tomorrow. So I ended up sleeping till like 2 o'clock. And I literally just like stayed in bed and didn't move because I'm just like, I'm so dead. I'm like last night, was it? After decorating and everything, we actually went out shopping, and we went back to some Big Lots, and then picked up something at Nordstrom's off the rack, and then I dinner at Olive Garden, and like when on the drive home, I was falling asleep in the car. But and my mom and I watched TV together, and I'm like binge watching Orange is the New Black because it is like the best show ever, and I need a distraction in my life right now. So I did all that, and then yeah, chilling in my room, my candles and my tree, and trying to enjoy life these days when they're like extra busy, crazy, and hectic. So my dad's coming over for dinner. I think it's almost 5 o'clock, and he should be here in an hour. So I might go grab like a little snack. Make sure to drink water because I had like a really bad headache last night, and I just think I'm not drinking enough, and I could be slightly dehydrated. That's what I'm gonna go do. This is a long video, but hopefully y'all liked it. And please subscribe if you want to stick around, and my goal for the new year is to be more consistent with my videos and not wait so long for things to like upload, so you're not watching something like in June where I'm telling you the date is October or anything crazy like that, like kind of how I've been doing it. I don't want to do that, but I have so much stuff I need to put out there for you guys to enjoy, and once all that is up, then I have a new plan for the new year. So things are gonna be so crazy. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for being here and for watching. Have any comments, questions, what have you, feel free to leave those down below. And yeah, and as always, till next time, keep it quirky.